regard, I want you to recall an argument you had, whether it was something recent with a family member, a friend, a significant other, or that knockdown, drag-out fight you had at one point in your life. Now, I'm not going to bother asking you what the fight was about, because probably the reason it got you so hot and bothered, you don't even remember what you were fighting of. But I bet you can remember how that fight made you feel. I bet you can remember those cutting remarks your partner said about you, those critical statements that still live rent-free in the back of your head. Today, I want to inspire you to use this communication tool as a value of yours in how you interact with those that matter most to you. It's called respectful communication. We're going to identify what communicating without respect looks like. Then I want to illustrate what it looks like to communicate with respect. And finally, we're going to identify the different contexts where both of these communication styles would be appropriate in. But first of all, I have that homework assignment for you. That person whom you have that fight with, or just someone who occasionally kind of have that run-in argument with. If they're still in your life, ask them if they'd be open to try out a connection exercise, where both of you would take about 8 to 10 minutes, write down on a piece of paper a line down the middle. On the left-hand side is communicating with respect. On the right-hand side, communicating without respect. Separately, fill in those columns. Give as much detail as you can, explaining your definition, your explanation, synonyms, descriptions, phrases that would best describe your context of those two communication styles. Then share your experience with your partner, that significant other, that family member, to better understand their perspective at how they define those communication tools. So let's dig a little deeper into communicating without respect. What does that look like? First of all, it's the tone and volume that we use. If I'm trying to talk to you across the busy street, I've got to yell really loud if you're going to hear me, because I don't feel heard. It's the body language we emulate. The crossed arms, eye rolling, the sighing, maybe just appearing really occupied when your partner has the mic. It's the words we choose, critical remarks, the judgments, name calling, the phrases we choose to use. You know, those passive aggressive comments. Well, Anouk, I guess you're just going to do what you want to do at the end of the day. What do I say? The rhetorical questions that we use. Ed, what were you thinking, man? What? Those superlatives, the always and the nevers. The way we choose to communicate in a disrespectful manner boils down to dominating the conversation, interrupting our partner, and communicating with defensiveness. Once defensiveness comes on board, all emotional connection is lost. So now that we have a better understanding of disrespectful communication, let's dig a little bit deeper into illustrating what communicating with respect looks like. That's the tone and volume that we use. Is it quiet and calm, sharing with our partner that we're able to hear what they have to say? It's the body language we choose to use. Oftentimes our body mirrors our thinking. So if we have an open posture, we're sending the message that we're receptive to their point of view. It's the words that we choose to use. Are they centered around kindness and respect? It's the phrases that we use. Phrases like, yeah, you could be right. I understand. You know, isn't that interesting? I can see how you would see it that way. Overall, we're communicating, holding that person in high regard. Think about how you would communicate with your boss. someone that signs your paycheck, a famous author or speaker that you really look up to. If you were handling conflict with them, would you communicate with disrespect? I would hope not. That person in your life, that significant other, who you deem most important, hopefully that you don't communicate at any lower standard than you would with that person that you really look up to. So let's identify very quickly the appropriate context of both of these communication styles. When would it be okay for your partner to yell at you, for them to call you names, for them to make those critical remarks? When would passive-aggressive communication be appropriate? When would it be okay to communicate defensively with them? Can you think of an example? I can't. But Clay, what if they are disrespectful to me first? Does that give you the go-ahead to communicate likewise? I would hope not. Today, I want to inspire you to communicate with respect with one another, even if they don't. Hold them in high regard, because the likelihood of them reciprocating that is very high. By nature, humans reciprocate. And when we share that message of communicating with respect, listening to what they have to say, using that calm tone of voice, over time, our partners will catch on and they will do likewise. So I encourage you, those that matter most in your life, hold them in high respect and high regard. Thank you so much.